Yeah, Franca, you were talking about administrative and what they can actually do to improve the welfare of athletes and, of course, performance that athletes can actually put up when they're at Olympics. So we can continue from there, and then NFM will get to react to that.
Like I was saying, the Nigerian sport is gradually dying, not because the athletes are good, not because the athletes cannot perform, but because our administrators are not doing what they are supposed to do. They like to tackle things very late. It was on during our time, but during our time, it was better. Now it's so bad. It's so bad now. Okay, imagine athletes going to Rio. They never got a training grant, and you want them to go there and perform. What do you want them to eat before they go? After training, you need something for yourself, There's no motivation. You don't motivate these athletes. You don't support them. Athletics, for example, I talk personally from athletics, is a thing of the mind. You have to be strong in the mind to do it. And one or two things is lacking, then you can't do it. You have to be perfect. Athletics is the thing you have to be 100% perfect. They're killing it. Like in athletics, I'm sorry to say, it's dead. You know what I mean? Now, Nigerians no longer believe in what they have at home. They go to America to bring athletes, old athletes, to come and perform for Nigeria. It's very bad. During our time, I was brought up from my primary school, secondary school, from the university, because before I became a professional, But now, they don't do that. They just want emergency medal, emergency medal. And they, like athletics, we just go to America and give our nationality to Americans, and they just compete. And they cannot even give us a medal. If they were even going for the younger ones, who are sure will give Nigeria a medal, it's fine. And then at the end of the day, they try to put the pressure on just one person. The whole pressure is too much. 2012 was Blessing Calvary. Everybody, the pressure is too much on her. When you are pressurized, you can't do anything. She's trying her best as a person, She's doing good, but the pressure is too much on her from the country, from the federation. It's too much. You cannot work with pressure. Nigerians are not taking care of their athletes. They don't. For example, the last World Junior Championship was held in Poland. Can you imagine athletes were in Poland without allowances? No allowances. Our athletes were begging on the streets of Poland. How do you expect such athletes to perform? These are the futures of tomorrow that will be maybe in the next 2020 Olympics. You know what I mean? And you don't encourage them from now. This is grassroots. This is when you need to groom them. This is when you need to tell them that sport is good, athletics is good. You know what I mean? No, sorry, I'm talking athletics because I am an athlete, But you need to tell them, you need to groom them for them to know. You can't just wake up and then you don't work for it, and then you want them to get a medal for you. It's not possible. We need a motivation. We need the support. And the federal government should stop giving the athletes money late. They don't get anything. It's so bad. You need money to train. It's a psychological thing. I'm sorry I'm saying money. You need the financial thing to train. You need to buy your vitamins. You need to buy good food to eat. You need to buy your sport wears. You know what I mean? For me, that is very, very important. But our athletes do not get that. That's all the motivation they need. You know what I mean? They need that. They need the support from the government. The government is not even supporting them in any way. The federation will say the government is not releasing money. Federation will say, government will say they release money, and the federation is not using it well. We don't know what is happening. Nigeria needs to come together. Yeah, our population is a very big population in Nigeria. We're supposed to be battling on the medal table with the Americans. Americans, what they have, we have it. I can remember in those days, the nation of them were running. It's Nigeria, America, and Jamaica. Now Nigeria is nowhere. Yeah. And if they continue like this, it's dead. It's it's dead. They need to come up with something new to bring up. At least let's see ourselves in 2020 Olympics on the medal table, not waiting at the last minute for the footballers to give us bronze medal.
Thank you very much, Frank. I know how you feel. I know how you're feeling right now. Thank you so much for taking out time to join us this morning on the program. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, NFL, let me turn it to you. I mean, it's not good at all. She's not happy with all of this.
No, there will be a lot of lamentations, and I've learned that it's not just, we cannot just always lament. It's about time now that we also put our hat in the ring for the leadership of our sports federations. Otherwise, it will go down, it will go rock bottom. Yeah. She spoke a lot about money, and I just want to buttress that fact to you a little bit. In 1996, we went to Atlanta 96. We were 34th on the medal table with a gold and a bronze. Great Britain was 36 with 1 gold. They invested money in the sports, spent £5 million a year on sports. By 2000, they had moved up the table. By 2012, they were spending £254 million a year on sports. And you saw what they did in London. Between London and Rio, they had invested £354 million a year.
Yes, that's it.
And now you can see they're second on the table.
Exactly.
So you can see if we had invested half as much as that, we were 34th. Now we are 78th from the medal I saw from Channel TV.
Yeah.
So it's something that's.
Anything. What exactly is the problem? Why is it so hard for government to invest in sports? Like, what's the big deal about that? Is it that they don't understand the inspirational effects sports and success can actually bring?
Believe me, government understands that very well. And if we can draw our minds back to the time of where we had a military government, you know that when there was bad news in the country, there was a lot of sports going on. They send our players out. But I think the truth about it is the system in which we run. First, we have the annual budgetary system in which sports is run through the sports ministry. And that is the biggest error we can make. We must remove all those bureaucracy from the sports ministry. Fund directly the NOC, whatever we need with sports. Let the NOC run sports. The federations are answerable to the NOC to the international body, and let sports be independent of government. Whatever policies they want can lead to the sports commission. But as long as we are going through the ministry, through a palm set kind of thing, sports will always be the ones losing.
Okay, the way seems to be very, very simple. I mean, all you need to do, hand over everything to NDC, let it be in charge of the sport, and then the ministry can focus on policy making. I think that's really cool. But one man really not so happy with the performance of his own team. He actually admitted that they prepared well, but not so well. But at least the preparations they had should have at least given them a medal at the Olympics. I'm talking about Daniel Igade. Listen to him.
Wrestling, what has the experience been for Team Nigeria?
It's been abysmal. It's not been what I expected. I think the athletes are themselves very disappointed because all 5 female wrestlers have competed, and unfortunately the results were not what we expected. I'm quite down, because if I were a betting person, I would have bet any amount of money that the 5 female athletes that were coming back would go back to Nigeria at least with a medal, or possibly more. And we have the talents, we have the potential, we have the abilities in the athletes, but for some reason, I guess this wasn't our year. We still have 2020, but it's crushing. It's heavy on me.
I know you have the talent, but did you prepare enough?
Yeah, we prepared relatively for this tournament. When you come here and you have at least 4 athletes that you just met a month ago and beat badly, winning bronze medals, you know that it's not because of lack of preparation. Well, obviously we could have prepared more. That's there, but I don't want to blame our abysmal performances to lack of preparations, because our preparation, I think, was enough to have won medals. Gold medals, maybe not, but at least 1 or 2 medals in the female team, which I think is a very good side. So because for that, I'm quite apologetic to Nigerians, because Nigeria also expected a lot from the wrestling team. But we have 2020, we need to start working almost right away.
Yeah, work right away is very, very important.
Disappointing, yeah. I mean, we expected a lot from the likes of Oduayo, Amaz Daniel, but it just didn't happen for them. Hopefully, 4 years down the line, they can do it a lot better. And therefore, I'll just quickly come back to you. What is the reward system like in Nigeria? Because I know in other countries, athletes go into competitions knowing fully well what they're going to get for gold medal, for silver medal, for bronze medal. What's the situation like in Nigeria, for example, when you got your silver in Sydney and gold eventually?
The reward system in Nigeria is the mood of the president. So there's really no reward system. It's just how it feels. When we came back from Sydney, unfortunately, just as Frank said the other time, we didn't even have a welcome. We didn't have a handshake. But we got a reward from the previous government after it was upgraded to gold. But then there were other people that received silvers and didn't have a shake. We had Franca, which I didn't know then too, that for their bronze they didn't receive anything, and that's bad because a defined reward system is very good for the motivation of an athlete. In as much as we understand that we talk about preparation, we talk about this, and that's where I talk about policies. We must know what and what you get. The US has that, the Great Britain has that. In fact, every sport has. Not only do the athletes have reward system, the sports too, in terms of funding, have reward system. So you want your sports to succeed, and that in Rio, Great Britain had the largest spread of medals. 16 sports won medals. The US had only 14 sports winning medals. And that shows that every sport is striving. There's a competition within sport, there's a competition within athletes. And that kind of system will actually improve performance and will make us more better. There's a lot to talk about, and then I don't think even 4 years is enough for us to even talk about it, talking of doing it. It's a sad situation, and now we need to just go back, have a little bit of mourning, and get our acts together, and prepare for whoever is hosting the 2024 Olympics. I've skipped Tokyo.
Wow. That's serious.
Yeah, that's the way this one.
He's giving up on Tokyo, it's like totally. Come on, it's not bad.
That's what we're saying.
Just lastly, just lastly on the Olympics, and then your impressions, and despite all the issues they had, I thought it was a very good games.
No, it was a very good games. We had there were lots of negative press before. There were lots, especially from the Western media. We even had a conspiracy within. I was in Brazil when we heard the news about Lochte and being robbed, and I said, well, it's been so peaceful. The security has been perfect. I wonder where he had to go to have crime. I mean, Brazilians don't sleep. The Copacabana beach is partying all night. So where were criminals? So you can see that they complain about the water, they complain about criminals, they complain about Zika, they complain about this. But I mean, the Brazilians just had a lot of fun, and it was a fun-loving Olympics.
Oh, I imagine. So we'll just take it from there. Ryan Lochte threatened to overshadow the final week of the Olympics when he came up with that robbery story. But he has actually come out now to apologize and say he over-exaggerated. Let's listen to his apology.
Lying to a certain extent. I over-exaggerated what was happened, and like I said, I can't say if it was a robbery or anything like that. I'm not the person to say. All I know is that what happened, and I over-exaggerated some parts, and I didn't say everything that I needed to say. And you know, I take full, like I said, I take full responsibility, and it was my fault. You guys have been great to me, to my country, to everyone around the world. I just know, like, going out, walking out to my finals in my swimming, I had fans from Brazil cheering me on. And I don't want this incident, this immature intoxication, to be judged from the people of Brazil or across the world, because that's not who I am. And I want them to know that I care. And I just made a human mistake. To the gas station owner, to the Brazilian police, to the people of Rio, and to the people of Brazil, that everyone that came together to put what a wonderful games on, I just want to say I am truly 110%. I am sorry, and it won't happen again. I learned from it, and I just want you guys to know that I love you guys. You guys treated me with so much respect, and I'm sorry that my immaturity caused all this ruckus. Brazil is a very beautiful place. The people there are amazing. They're kind. They're sweet. It's a place where I would consider going back if they would ever let me.
From Rio now, move straight to other of sports. I mean, there's so many things happening around the world of sport, but Rio has actually got us so busy. And Chinasa Iboyin joins us now on this segment. Talk about all the things that actually happen or through the night from the Nigerian Professional Football League, and of course to NPFL, from Nigerian Professional Football League to EPL, and of course Spanish La Liga also making a return, and with the top teams as usual starting from where they left off. After this break, of course, we'll be talking to Chinasa on these and so much more.